Welcome back to another Destiny video. I just wanted to go over a few things today where I think a lot of players are stuck in the situation where you're still playing the game, you still want to play the game, but you're running out of things to do in the game, where you've beaten all the raids, you've beaten everything that you can think of, you're light level 400, so where do you go now, what do you do, how do you still make it worth picking the game up to play? So here are a few suggestions that I have for still making some worthwhile time with Destiny until we get some new content. First thing I'd like to mention is to help out other players, whether it's someone that you're friends with or it's just someone on your friends list that you played with before. If you see someone that's new to the game or hasn't picked it up for a long time and they're just getting back into it, try and help them out to get them up to light level 400. Help them out with quests and missions and everything else to make it a little bit easier for them, to help them get caught up. I have a friend that just picked the game up not too long ago, and he's going through everything in the game. He has everything up to Rise of Iron, which he is going to buy before too much longer, and I've been helping him run story missions and help him with quests and things like that that are a little bit tougher to do when you're lower light level. You can have someone else come along that's a little bit higher level and more powerful. It makes it a lot easier for them. Second thing is to finish up some quests, especially the ones that are tied to weapons in the game. A lot of the weapons now are tied to quests such as Outbreak Prime, Galahorn, and all that stuff. And there's also weapons like the exotic swords, which are a little bit grindy to get. Those are probably the worst ones, but I'm still missing the arc sword. So that's one thing that I'm going to try and finish up in the near future so that I have all 3 exotic swords. The third thing is you can collect Remorse score. It's one of those things that you don't gain anything from it. You don't earn a ship, shader, or emblem by attaining a certain Remorse score in the game. It's just one of those things where you can just have bragging rights for saying I have X for a Remorse score. My friend and I, that I play with quite often, have gone through and collected all these Siva fragments, all the dead ghosts, everything on the Dreadnought. It's just one of those things that I saw he had a higher score, so I had to one-up him, and he's done the same with me. It's been this back and forth kind of thing. But if you're a completionist, it's one of those things that you can do to help kill time in the game. And one of the other things I'd like to mention, and I think it's a problem that a lot of people have, and that is managing your vault space. It's not that Bungie did not give us enough vault space, it's that a lot of us are a bunch of pack rats and hoarders, and we don't like to get rid of things. Currently my weapons section in the vault is maxed out. I can't fit anything else in. So after the next weapon balance patch, I'm going to go through the vault and get rid of all the stuff that I know I'm not going to use anymore. And I'm not completely covering for Bungie. We do have a lack of vault space, but there is a very large portion of people out there who collect way too much junk and crap, and you just need to go through and clear all that stuff out, because when we do get new content before Destiny 2, which I really hope that we do, we're going to need that vault space, so it might be a good idea to go ahead and clean that stuff out now. The other thing that I'd like to mention to help kill some time is to go back and do some of the old raids. I did that with a friend of mine too, who I have a Remorse score battle back and forth with. We went back and did the Vault of Glass and Crota's End raid, and it was a lot of fun. You're not going to get anything from doing these that's worthwhile, other than just the satisfaction of blowing through the raid at a extremely high level and it being much easier than the first few times when you obviously went through it. We 2-man Crota not too long ago, and that was just a lot of fun. It was just fun to go in there and completely obliterate everything. One sword Crota. We just had a blast doing it. It was just so much fun. And we jumped in with a group, and we did the Vault of Glass, and it had been so long since I had done that. It was just a lot of fun. I mean, you can still get some things, like if you're missing the Vex Mythoclast, or if you're mixing, if you're missing the Crux of Crota from the Crota raid, even though the Necrochasm isn't that great, it's still kind of fun to go back and try and get that if it's something that you haven't been able to get yet. But that's just a few things I'd like to throw out there, just something to bide some time with the game. If you're still playing and just looking for things to do, or kind of stuck on what to do, you can always grind strikes and stuff like that, but that, you know, it's only viable for so long before it gets kind of boring. But those are just some of my suggestions for things that you can go and do and, you know, make the game a little bit more interesting until we get some more stuff down the road. But that's all it for now. If you like the video, a like, share, or subscribe would be greatly appreciated. I'll be back later on with more videos, so stay tuned and I'll be back soon. Thanks everyone. See ya.